Yeah. Let's do mind meld.
Mind meld? Okay, cool. All right.
I might forget the instructions halfway.
No,
but
it's okay. It's okay.
Live. Okay.
So the instructions again are: we go 1, 2, 3. You say a word. It can be anything, and then you continue by trying to find the closest median word until those words match.
Okay.
It's easier once we start doing
Okay.
it. You know what I mean? All right. Want to go?
Yeah.
Here we go. So 3, 2, 1.
Coconut.
Bus. Coconut and bus.
Okay.
Okay. I think I got something. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Holiday.
Flintstones.
What?
I don't know.
Flintstones? Okay,
The
keep going.
coconut and the bus, and I was like merging things together. It kind of
I
looked
was
like their car
a tropical
in my head.
holiday.
So I said Flintstones, and you said tropical holiday.
Tropical holiday.
I think I got something.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Cartoon
beach.
Network.
Okay, Cartoon
Damn,
Network
we're-
and beach.
Okay.
But we can find something here.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Beach. Oh, okay, I got something.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Disney.
Rocket Power.
Oh, but Rocket
but
Power
that's-
is good.
I think
though.
that was
love
on Disney. Wasn't it on
Mojo.
Disney?
Okay. Okay. So Rocket Power and
Disney.
Disney. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Powerpuff
Discovery
Girls.
Channel.
Did you say Disney Channel
I
again?
said Discovery Channel. I just
Discovery.
got scared. Okay. So remind me of the word again. What was yours?
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. And mine's was Discovery Channel. Okay, we gotta find the medium here. Okay.
I don't know if I can find one. 3, 2, 1. Marvel.
Television.
Okay, Marvel TV.
Okay,
we can find something there.
Okay, we're cooking.
Let's
We're
hope.
cooking.
Okay.
Marvel
I got
television.
this. We got this. Marvel Television.
Do we have it? Okay, let's go.
I've got something.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. WandaVision.
Movies. Oh, WandaVision was so good, but I
Yeah.
digress. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Disney
Loki.
Plus.
Okay. Loki
Not
and Disney
bad.
Plus.
Not bad.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Netflix.
Disney. Damn.
Oh, you can also not repeat
I can't
words.
repeat
I'm sorry,
myself.
that was my bad. I know.
Okay.
We said Disney and Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Paramount.
Yes. Yes. Proud of us. Fun fact, my
Yeah.
favorite show right now is an animation on Paramount.
What is it?
Invincible.
I gotta get into that. I
So
started.
good.
I love Steven Yeun. I think he
Me
is
too.
so. And
He's
there's so
my
many.
favorite actor right
He's
now, I think.
freaking fantastic.
Just-
I'm looking forward to Mickey 17. He's got a part in that. It
I
looks like.
almost went to go watch it last week, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh, is it out?
Yeah.
Oh, I
no,
didn't know.
it's not. I was gonna. I live next to the Kaufman in Astoria, so they have you
cool.
can buy tickets, but I guess it was pre-sale.
Got you.
Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there you go.
Maybe.
Welcome to Working Class Acts. I'm your host, John Mataloni. I am joined today by an astounding actress. And I mean that so wholeheartedly. She was born in Nigeria and raised in Argentina, Texas, and Canada, being the daughter of a diplomat mother. I never do that. She moved all around the world, but always seemed to find home on the stage. She performed on some of the biggest stages in North America, is now starring in Lady in the Lake. You're in Lady in the Lake! The new limited series on Apple TV Plus, starring Moses Ingram and Natalie Portman. She has appeared in guest roles on hit shows like Evil, The Good Fight, and Designated Survivor. Her stage credits include Merry Wives, Shakespeare in the Park. How's it pronounced? Yamanja, Kennedy Center. Off-Broadway's The Half-God of Rainfall, New York Theater Workshop. Tony Stone, the Huntington Theater, and Antony and Cleopatra Stratford Festival. Jennifer holds a BFA from SUNY Purchase Conservatory and an MFA from the NYU Graduate Acting Program. It's Jennifer Mogbock.
Bios are so
Wild.
weird.
Right?
They're like
It's just like, look at all the stuff I've done.
vanity.
Look at what I've
me,
done.
Look at me. It's weird, but also like usually like
You've
take
done some
responsibility.
awesome stuff.
Thank you.
Honestly, that is
try.
so cool.
I try.
A diplomat mother. I'm sorry, that's just jumping out at me right at the top. I did not know that. How did that affect your childhood, do you feel?
So my mom was a diplomat for the Nigerian government. So she was the person that helped local people in the country apply for visas to come to Nigeria.
Wow.
So she, her different postings were Argentina, where that's where my brother was born. So that's where I lived and learned Spanish. And then her other posting was Cameroon. My sister was almost born in Cameroon. Well, first it was Cameroon, then Argentina, then my sister almost was born in Japan because she almost went to Japan.
Oh my God.
But her final posting was in Canada, and my family immigrated to Canada when I was in high school.
Oh my God. Oh, so you're from, well, I mean, you're from all over, it sounds like.
Yeah.
How long were you in Nigeria? How long were you in each place?
Nigeria born, stayed there till I was about 2.
Okay.
And then Argentina from 2 to 8-ish. And then Houston, Texas from 8 till first year of high school. And then I did high school in Canada. And then I came here for undergrad. And then I left and then came back for grad school.
Wow. That must have been so cool to experience all those different cultures as you're growing up.
Yeah.
What a ride that must have been.
Yeah, it informs who I am.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
And it really though, like, so I've been thinking a lot about how, like, my relationship to, like, separation, like leaving things and going off. Like, a lot of people struggle with that. I'm like, bye.
I was gonna say, when
like,
you were like
I'm
first
done.
year of high school, I was like, that's a hard time to sort of split from
I went to
one area
3
to
different
another.
high schools in 4 years.
That's nuts.
Change ain't nothing but a Thursday.
But you are so good at, like, I feel like you are so personable because of that. Do you feel like that helped you sort of, like, because you had to do it so often, that you are a people person?
I think it's like a mixture. I'm a Pisces.
Sure.
And Pisces are so shamanistic, like we're so transformative. We're like, it's very water driven, like we can adapt to different circumstances and different people. Like we kind of mirror people.
Yeah.
And then just, the thing that I'm most thankful of, and I'm thinking about it now, is I'm like thinking about having kids in the future, is the idea of the thing that's really wonderful about moving is you learn from a really young age that you are a tiny little aspect of the entire tapestry.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
It makes you understand that everything's going to be okay eventually, or like your problem is small in the grand scheme of things. And you're just not the only one. Like there's so many things and adventures in the world. It's not about you.
Yeah, totally.
That's helpful.
There's something very liberating about sort of coming to that conclusion too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, I can do what I need to do for me, you know, and not worry so much.
There's like someone on, it's like how we talk about alternate universes, like there's someone on the opposite side of a different dimension that is doing their thing.
Yeah.
No, that happens in this dimension.
Yeah.
Like someone,
we're in this dimension.
Right? Someone in Rhode Island and someone in Alaska are having 2 different experiences.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah, totally. So when would you say that you like caught the bug, as they say, the acting bug? Where did it originate?
I like to think of it more as a drug.
Oh, there you go.
But I think I was born with jazz hands. Like I don't think there was ever doubt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell people that I think it's my blessing. It's like what I was meant to do.
Yeah,
and I've always known it. So there's no catching or dealing
amazing.
or any of that stuff. It just always was.
Yeah. Was there a time when you started doing like acting more consistently, or?
When I was in high school, I did forensics, like speech and debate and stuff, which is very common for a lot of us in this field.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that I knew that kind of what acting could be.
Sure.
But I always thought that I'd just be like a speech and debate coach. And then I moved to Canada, and I really wanted to go back to Texas. And my mom was like, how do I get this kid to like acclimate in this new cold country? So she took me to performing arts high school, and then from there I learned that you can go to school for it and like do it professionally. Yeah. But you kind of don't know that it's a thing until someone shows you adults doing it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So that was my introduction to it.
That's amazing. Was there a moment where you were like, where you felt like, oh, I'm making this my career?
No.
Not really?
I feel like...
Yeah. Because you did SUNY Purchase the conservatory, so you doubled down on that degree, just like me.
I did, and I'm a lunatic.
Yeah. We both are.
I am. No, I'm the kid that, like, when everyone was filling out college applications, I stole my mom's credit card, and to begin with, not like stole, just like borrowed.
You're like, I just bought 2 cars,
and then told her the purchases, But
after they were purchased.
But I made an itinerary of schools that I wanted to apply to an audition, so I made my own little audition itinerary.
Oh, okay.
And then I took my mom's credit card and bought like a ticket. I was just like, we're going here on Thursday to go look at these schools.
Just so you know.
You're ready?
Yeah.
So I think my unwaveringness to like pivot is why my parents have always kind of let the arts ride.
Yeah.
And that's not always common with like immigrant parents. They're like,
sure,
you're supposed to be a doctor, you're supposed to be a lawyer, engineer. No, my parents are like, she's gonna do what she's gonna do. So I've kind of, there's never been like a conscious moment because I've always been alert to it. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
That's so funny you say that about immigrant parents, because my father's parents were immigrants from Italy, and they were kind of like, we don't want you getting into the arts, because my father wanted to be a jazz musician for the longest time, a trumpeter, and then he got a business degree at like 3 different schools. He bopped around, couldn't stand still apparently. But yeah, it's always, there's something so great about having that support system from your immediate family, just because it can make it so much harder to do this career when you don't have that.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, it's not like they get it.
No.
But they like
no one gets it unless they're in it.
No one gets it. Like while we're in school, I used to like transpose have to transpose information to my parents. Like, they wouldn't understand being in an improv class for 4 hours,
Sure.
but they'll get that like I spent 7 hours doing homework and like, ooh, hard walk, good. And that's how I would that's their understanding.
Yeah.
And it takes work.
I love that. So you went to SUNY Purchase.
Mm-hmm.
How was your time there? I almost went to SUNY Purchase for my BFA as well.
It is a great school.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like geographically perfect for a conservatory,
Sure,
because it's surrounded by so much like land, and it's close enough to the city but further enough, and disguising as being in Connecticut kind of. So like the insulated nature of conservatory is very alive and well there.
Yeah.
I love the training. I think it was the place that I learned that acting isn't a hobby or a love. It is hard work and a craft. It's a life's pursuit rather than it just being like, I like to act. Like there's so much more than that.
Yeah. Totally.
So that was where I learned it. I think in hindsight, what I wish I would have given myself permission to do is been more open with socializing with people outside of my cohort.
Sure.
I think I would have gotten so much more, and don't get me wrong, I did. Some of my closest friends now are people that I met that were international students.
Yeah.
But I wish I would have given myself more permission to like do more college activities and more, especially being in like such a cool like weirdo school that it's Purchased. Like we're weirdos. Weirdos.
Yeah. No, I feel you. When I went to Adelphi University, and I was happy that there was like, we had to have like general studies along with the acting stuff, and I always thought that was like really nice, because like as an actor you want to be well-rounded and in not just acting, because you have to depict life,
Truly.
That's awesome. How long after SUNY did you decide to go to grad school? Was it like directly after? Did you take some years?
I was in the middle of getting my Canadian citizenship, so I knew I had to go back to Canada.
Yeah.
So I went back because I booked a job at the Stratford Festival.
Yeah.
So I would train in the winter and do rep work all fall through summer.
Fantastic.
So I did that for 2 years, and then afterwards I was like, I need to not be the only representation for Black people in this institution, so I'm going to kind of leave.
Yeah.
And I left, and I did some film and TV, and then while I was out, the whole time my mom was like, grad school, but African parents want you to get like 7 PhDs.
Yeah,
so I was like, lady, let me live. And then I think it was one audition that I had where I was like, oh, I understand what I need to work on.
Yeah.
And that evening I signed on to apply to NYU, and I missed the audition by 1 day.
Oh, no.
I missed the deadline to apply by 1 day. And I was like, this is serendipitous. So I spent an entire year prepping my application for grad school.
Wow.
Yeah. I took my time. I didn't do the standard, like, go to, like, the best people, or, like, go to, like, big name people, or, like, any kind of, like, that thing for letters of recs. I thought truly about where are the places that I felt like I've been the best version of an artist, and I asked for their letters of rec, and like I really thought about my statement, and I sat with it and like interviewed people that I loved, that loved the work, and it was really intentional, and I was really thankful for it.
That's so awesome.
Thanks.
Wow. Yeah. I was whenever I think about this, like this question of like, when do you go to grad school? Like because some people go right out of undergrad, some people take a few years. I always wanted to take a few years, and I just found, like what you just said, it's like, oh, knowing what you need to work on is like what makes the grad school experience, I think, the most fruitful.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it can't be fruitful if you're going right from undergrad to grad, but there is something about like learning a little bit about like what the industry is sort of like in those years, and like understanding the form of rejections that you're going to be up against. So yeah.
Yeah, I always tell people that are interested in grad school too, it's not only about the program, it's not only about the name of the institution, but like what you need from the institution. Because you can go to the top program in the world, but if the faculty members and the pedagogy doesn't suit you, it's torture.
Yeah.
It's torture.
Totally. I was so happy that ultimately I only got accepted at NYU.
It was always the choice.
It was always the only choice. Literally the only choice. But because I think NYU fosters such a great sense of ensemble while also cultivating the individual. But I really love a good ensemble training. I just think there's so much to that. It just makes you such a better collaborator, I think.
Yeah.
And I think NYU really highlights that really well.
Yeah, and we do a really good job at like teaching people how to be really just in the muck of it all.
Yes.
Like that's my favorite aspect of the NYU identity, the idea that like you can go anywhere in this city, in the United States, in my personal opinion, and when you have people that know about training programs and you ask them about NYU, they know we're kind of like very gym-like. Just, it might be bad, it might be ugly, but
maybe
we're gonna
it'll be terrible.
Try.
Who knows?
That was terrible.
I feel like every episode thus far has had a Jim impression on it.
Of course.
Jim Calder,
the
man.
Them together.
Oh yeah, I'll make that into a bonus episode.
And
just Jim Calder impressions.
Truly, and at the end have Jim on the episode.
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh God, Jim, come on the episode. Come on the show, please. So right out of NYU, you got to go and work at the Public. Was that your first job out at Mary Wise?
That was my first job out.
That was a big show.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
So, funny part about that experience is I booked it under the full assumption that I was just understudying the whole thing.
Yes, yeah.
And then we were randomly in rehearsal, and I noticed some stuff, like some markings on the calendar. And we'd been in rehearsal for like a week, and I go up to our stage manager, and I was like, "Can you let me know what this like thing is?" She's like, "Oh, those are the days you're going on, like undeniably." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, chill, wicked." Started freaking out, and
but
then
that's so awesome.
Yeah, but it was great. It was such a beautiful opportunity to watch and grow, and then also immediately be able to apply.
Yes,
and it's not always the case with understudy work.
Yeah,
right. You build, and you hope and sometimes it never happens. So
Yeah.
there's a little bit of deflating in your spirit of like, oh, I would have liked to apply all the work.
Yeah.
So it was such a blessing to be
Yeah.
able to go on, and I went on in the most unexpected way. Like,
Oh, yeah?
It was 15, 20 minutes into the show, stage managers come backstage. They're like, hey, we just wanted to see if your costumes fit. Can you just mind trying them on?
Oh my
and then,
God.
Like 20 minutes later, hey, we don't want to freak you out and nothing's certain yet, but like it's looking like maybe not. So just like hang tight. And then like 5 seconds later, okay, you're on.
You're going.
So like in a matter of like 30
Wow.
minutes, I went from like prepare to nothing. I hadn't even gone through some of the scenes with people.
I was gonna say because usually in instances like that you get a put-in rehearsal. Did you have anything like
I didn't
that,
have
or
put-in
like
rehearsals?
Yeah.
With, you have put-in rehearsals with the other understudy ensemble, but
Sure.
I didn't. But you have like a couple of final ones
Yeah.
with the people that you're gonna go on with.
Yeah.
So I hadn't had almost any with the person with Falstaff.
Oh my God.
So I don't think I had any with Falstaff really.
But that's probably the best because Falstaff's such an
Unexpected,
spontaneous kind of
yes,
character,
I was
so
like-
maybe it kind of.
Yeah.
Did that ignite you? Do you feel like was that scary or was it? I mean, I'm sure it was terrifying.
I was.
I would've been
pure
shitting myself.
adrenaline.
Yeah.
Pure adrenaline. And then like maybe like the second show, I was like, okay, what do I know? But
Yeah.
in hindsight, I followed the most extraordinary, brilliant actress, Susan Kelechi Watson, like a hawk.
Yeah.
I was her shadow. I was like, what are you doing, Susan? What's that choice? What are you doing?
Hello,
so
Susan.
I felt like it was less of fear, more of like relinquishing all the work that had been
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So that was amazing, and the
Yeah.
public is. It's really magical to do.
Oh, I'm
to
sure.
do a play on that stage.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what it's going to look like now with the
Yeah,
new
I know.
renovation.
I know. I'm so excited to see it
Yeah.
too. I've been, starved for some park Shakespeare in the Park.
Yeah, and what a way to christen it. That cast.
Oh my God, it's nuts. Yeah,
Wild.
it's wild.
Yeah, but
Oh my
it was a
God.
great experience.
Being an understudy at that time in particular too, and like over the past few years, I think in particular has really revealed how necessary understudies are. Like going on so much more frequently, especially with around the time that you would graduate, the pandemic was still quite. What year? That was
2021.
Yeah. So it was like there were some things lifting, but it was still pretty strict. But like understudies were going on, and
Yeah.
like.
Our Merry Wives was kind of the introduction back to live theater in New York City.
Yeah.
Like the whole
Yeah.
documentary was about
Yeah.
it being one of the first, if not the
Wow.
first, back into the city. So, yeah, I the fact that we didn't uplift understudies and swings before, wild, especially in the musical theater world, but
I
being
don't even know
able
how
to
they do it.
do understudy reminds me so much of like the purpose of doing crew work
Yeah.
while you're in school.
Mhm.
It teaches you that it really does take a village to make the machine run.
Yeah.
So be honorable, be respectful,
Yeah.
be present, and be filled with gratitude for the
Yeah.
people that are showing up for you, even when there's no recognition.
Yeah. Totally.
Because that takes a lot of work to show up with no recognition.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is way harder to be an understudy than it is to be a lead.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're covering multiple parts.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
always just one part. For you, was it just
No, I
one?
covered
Did you have
almost
a
all the women.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
they
I
make
went
you do a lot.
on. I
Damn.
went on for
Wow,
two
Jesus.
of my 5 tracks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And you know what's so interesting, I think, about understudy work, and it's the idea that like you're almost in proximity to the creation, right? Because you don't get to
Yeah.
do your own work, you don't get to create, so you're
Yeah.
embodying someone else's choices. It really does feel like a cloak
Yeah.
of some sort. But so it's like for some people it's bittersweet, for some people it's really fun to like, it's like character work.
Yeah, yeah,
in a
yeah.
way, but yeah.
Did you feel like what did you feel like it was for you doing that? Like because
I
Does it feel like doing an impression almost, or no?
No, I mean, the way that I work is that, like, I'm a technician. I love the technical aspect of, like, why we do what we do and, like, the little tiny bits and pieces, like, very toolboxy things.
Sure.
So my first layer was be as specific as humanly possible to the point where it's like borderline stalking. And then from there, you see the choices that have been made and then you justify them through your lens.
Gotcha.
So that when you're doing it, it's a choice that's been made for you, but this is what it means to me.
Yeah.
And that's the way that I approach it.
I love that. Hey, are you looking to add some beautiful handmade wooden artwork to your home decor? Well, look no further, because guess what? I have an Etsy shop. That's right, me, of all people. I have an Etsy shop. It's called johnmadwoodworking.etsy.com, and you can find all kinds of stuff there. I make coasters, jewelry boxes, bookends, all kinds of things. And hey, if you want something specially designed, send me a message, and I'll see if I can make it for you. My Etsy shop, again, is johnmadwoodworking.etsy.com. That's JOHNMAD woodworking.etsy.com. Who are some of your artistic influences growing up? I wonder, jumping around a lot, did you feel like maybe that changed a lot? Or not?
I don't think I really gave artistic role models much thought until maybe almost the end of till I got to purchase.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, well, who are the actors you like? But I didn't really grow up with people asking me that. What I grew up with and what inspired me was watching what different plays and things affected people.
Yeah.
Like I remember going to like the Shaw Festival in high school and not knowing what I just watched. I watched Mrs. Warren's Profession. It's one of my favorite. But not because of the language, but because of the visceral experience I saw connected to the language.
Yeah.
Right? I watched an instructor that was always, like a teacher that was always happy and bubbly, get on the bus after watching Mrs. Warren's Profession and sob till her whole body was rocking, and we have to stop the bus and console her. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I want to do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been where my inspiration lies. Like, people and performances that shift people.
Yeah.
Like, that's been my pursuit. Because oftentimes when people are like, what are your favorite actors? I'm like, I don't really know, but I know the performances that shift me. Like, Invincible, like we were talking about, or him in Minari, like,
oh my God.
I think about viscerally.
Stephen Yeun, if we didn't say that, I don't know if we said that on
Brilliant.
camera.
And I think about that rather than like the resume. I don't fuck the resume. Like, how are you a human? How are you moving humans?
Yeah.
That shit's what I'm about.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. That's so cool too about like those performances that really move you, especially when it's like with plays that you haven't seen before or with playwrights that you haven't seen. It's so wonderful when you see an awesome production of something, because then it gives you more context around how that playwright, like what their worlds are like. Specifically, I when I saw Jerusalem on Broadway like years ago, saw
it in the archives.
Oh, in the archives?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, I never go to the archives.
You should go.
I need to go. I keep telling myself to go.
It's so accessible too.
I saw the last performance they had here on Broadway, however many years ago now, and it was my first time seeing Jess Butterworth and Mark Rylance and like so many of these other actors, and it was just like such a revolutionary experience for me. It really shifted the way I see actors and how they work on stage, but it also like taught me like, oh, this is how Butterworth's language works. It's like it's just man, I'm still speechless thinking about it. It was like just one of the best theater experiences I've ever had.
I love going to a show, and then when the show ends, you stand up, and then there's people in different parts of the theater still sitting down, like sobbing or crying.
Oh, that was me and my brother after that.
I feel like Mojo Jojo. Like, I feel so powerful. I'm like, you see, that's the power of theater.
Yeah, it's like, yes, they did it.
Right?
Yes,
it's alchemy. It really is alchemy.
Absolutely. Man, I know exactly what feeling you're talking about when it's just like, yes, it affected people,
Yes.
not just me,
Yes.
like it affected other people.
Yes.
And then but then on the opposite end, when like I see something that was terrible, like I will not name what production this is, but I saw
Only
a
after the
Shakespeare
show.
sort of recently that
Okay.
was like legit one of the worst productions I've ever seen. And it just made me very anxious because I was just like, but if like people are coming to see Shakespeare for the first time and that was their experience, it gets me. I hate when it's like people go, and that's why I don't go to see Shakespeare.
Of
And I'm just like,
course.
but that wasn't the production to see. You
Yeah.
know, like, and no shade to anybody. We're all trying our best out here.
Truly.
But,
truly.
you know, sometimes productions don't go well. And it leaves a taste in certain people's mouth that, like, oh, that's the theater.
Yeah.
Or that's Shakespeare. Or that's what have you, you
You
know?
know when you do a show and you have comp tickets, I
Yeah, yeah.
love saving a huge chunk of my comp tickets to people that aren't theater people.
Yeah, yeah.
I love, like, that's when I become a drug dealer. I'm like, hey, you with the face, random person in the park,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it play. It'll
Yeah.
change your life. Like, I feel like that's, we can't be responsible for how people take it in.
Sure.
But you can be responsible for making it a thing that's vital. Like, it
Yeah.
should be as
Accessible to
vital.
people. Yeah.
Accessibility, but also, like, do you want to feel alive the way you feel like after you've had a good meal or you've had a good run? Come to the theater.
Yeah.
Come to the theater.
Yeah. Jen, I'm feeling that.
Yes.
I totally feel that. So this is called Yes, No, and Sometimes Why. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions.
Okay.
Maybe not all of them, but a bunch of them. You will either answer yes or no, and every so often, just based on my own curiosity, I'm just going to ask why.
Well, you've got so much power.
And you'll
I'm
have
really
to
excited.
answer.
Okay.
I mean, but of course, let me say you are not obligated to answer anything. If it feels uncomfortable, most of them are pretty easy.
Yeah.
But we'll do 3 rounds, and I sourced these questions from teambuilding.com.
Oh.
So thanks, teambuilding.com.
Thank you.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. This is sort of rapid fire as well.
Okay.
So here we go. Do you vote?
No. I can't, though.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why?
Can't. I can't.
There you go.
So it's not my fault.
Oh, because you're Canadian.
I
How
became
is this? Yeah,
I
wait. I
became
want to learn more.
I became
First question.
Canadian when my first year of grad school.
Yes.
So I've never voted or registered as a Canadian voter, and I'm not an
Interesting.
American citizen. So I've never voted as an
Wow.
adult. Tis, but not my fault.
Honestly,
But I have qualms and opinions about the
I'm
state of the
sure.
world.
That's why when you said no, I was like,
I
was like, Jen? Of all people? Really? I don't buy it. But that makes
No.
sense. Yeah.
No.
The citizenship stuff. Yeah. It's my brother's wife is Canadian, so I don't think she can vote either. So
yeah.
Hi,
I'm
Brianna.
applying for a green card, so fingers crossed.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
on my way to voting.
nice. All right. Well, that was the first question. Okay, here we go.
We'll be faster now.
Have you ever been grounded?
No.
Do you drive?
No.
Do you live alone?
No.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you have pets?
Yes.
Why?
Because I love them. I honestly have never met a dog I didn't love. I love all dogs.
Absolutely. Oh my God.
I love them, and cats aren't my thing, but I get it. Like for other people.
I have a cat, or had a cat.
Oh.
He passed last year.
I'm
Sweet
so
Ari.
sorry. Ari. One up to you, Ari.
Yeah. Oh my God. But I feel you.
Yeah.
They just create a home.
Always.
You know?
Always.
I love it. Are you an only child?
No.
Do you work full time?
Yes-ish.
Do you like your job?
Yes.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No.
Why?
Cause like so many cool things happen in the dark. So many things happen in the dark. Like think about it. If you close your eyes, you're in the dark, and then you're just with your imagination.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Every time you blink, you're in the dark.
Yeah.
Imagine being scared every time you blink.
Yeah. You know what I hate doing? This
What?
is really personal and like maybe a little
my
TMI.
gosh. No, go for
I
it.
don't like taking a shower with a lot of light. Like in the day it's
Interesting.
fine, but like at night, how like everything's dark, so you're in a room.
Yeah.
I don't like bright. Like that seems
Yeah.
aggressive.
Well, at night too, you want the lights dim.
Yeah, like set me a mood.
I don't want the garish lights of day.
Garish.
We've seen it.
It's
The
garish.
sun, we're out in it right
It's
now.
too much.
It's having its time.
Mhm.
You know,
No.
I love it.
So the dark, yes.
Do you bake?
Yes.
Have you ever lied to your parents?
Yes.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No.
Have you? Me neither.
Yeah.
Have you ever had stitches?
No.
Do you know how to cook?
Yeah.
Do you know how to ride a bike?
Yes.
Do you know how to swim?
Yes.
Do you like spiders?
Who does? I mean, no.
Have you ever been to summer camp?
Yes.
Do you have an imaginary friend?
Always.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah. Do I have one?
Yeah. Do you have one?
My psychosis is my imaginary. No, I'm playing stop.
I love that.
I feel like I feel like I love having a conversation with my inner monologue.
Yeah.
Because that's my imaginary friend.
That's so interesting. I've never thought about it that way. Like
Yeah.
as an imaginary friend.
I'm riveting, if I do say so myself.
But that's so interesting. Like, do you have phantom conversations with people?
All the
Yes.
time.
But I never really thought. I never realized that, like, that is essentially an imaginary
That's your
friend,
imaginary
or maybe
friend.
an imaginary fiend,
Yeah.
depending on the conversation.
Listen, I get noise overstimulated really, really quickly.
Oh, yeah?
So I can't listen to music for long periods of time. I often like just days where it's just quiet, like
Yes.
deep quiet. And then sometimes I'm like, hey girl, how are you? Like, what's going on? What are your feelings about, like,
I love it.
immigration in the world? Like, where are you?
I love that.
Yeah. I'm riveting.
Positive self-talk. I love that.
Yes.
Like treating yourself as a best friend, as an imaginary
sometimes there's
friend.
self-sabotage,
Well, no, of course.
obviously.
Of
but-
course. So we all have our ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, that was round one. I'm gonna cut it off there, and we'll go on to how you feeling? How are we feeling?
It's feeling spicy.
All right, yeah.
Excited.
All right, let's do round two. These
Okay.
they get a little trickier as they go along. Some of
Okay.
them. Some
I
of them.
mean, do you have an imaginary friend with the tricky ones? I don't
Do you
know.
have two imaginary friends? All right, here we go. Do you like riding motorcycles?
No.
Can you recite pi to more than 10 digits?
No.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah.
Can you make a dolphin noise?
No.
Why?
Who can?
Do you have any hobbies?
Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
A little.
Why?
There's
I feel like I'm always going to ask people why on
there
this one.
is I do believe that I do believe in the above. I
Mhm.
believe in God. I believe in something something bigger than us exists. And along the way, there has to be remnants of that world and this world in the middle. So there's ghosts.
Yeah.
There's ghosts.
I love it. Are you watching any new TV shows at the moment? I mean, we kind of
Listen,
talked a
I'm
little bit.
watching White
any
Lotus
show.
right now, and this season is not doing it for me. It's
I
giving.
haven't.
Did you hear what Whoopi Goldberg said about it? She said it's she calls it Caucasian Lotus, and it's giving Caucasian Lotus, like even more so than usual.
That's so funny. I haven't even finished the first season. I know that's sacrilege. I've been liking what I've seen of it, but it's tough. You know, it's tough watching shows where it's like the ultra privileged and
Yeah,
how they
why are
go
we
about
so
the
obsessed
world.
with
We love
them?
that. Succession.
I didn't do Succession. I can do it.
You didn't do that either?
I have
Yeah.
limits.
Yeah. It's fair. It is definitely something I have to be in the mood for.
Yeah.
It's not something that I'm like, yeah, you know what? White Lotus. I want to watch
Yeah.
what the privileged are doing and how they're
Yeah.
destroying themselves and others
Yeah.
around them.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a band?
No.
Why?
Why?
You got a
No,
great
like,
voice.
I do have a great
You have an
voice, but
amazing voice.
I do not. I don't have fun while I'm doing collective music.
I don't have fun.
I don't have fun, and like I'm in the stage in my adulthood where it's like if it's mandatory fun, it's not fun. It's not.
True.
Yeah.
True. I want to be able to choose
Yes,
these things.
it's your
you know?
free time,
You
and no
know?
one's paying you for it.
Yeah. What if I paid you to do it?
I still wouldn't do it. Actually, I'm lying. I would do it. Tell me the
Just
cost,
you and me,
though,
Jen.
right?
We'll be an a cappella group.
Let's talk rates after this.
Have you ever taken a road trip?
Yes.
Have you ever gotten a speeding ticket?
No, I don't drive.
Oh. Have you been to a live rock concert in the past year?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever done stand-up comedy?
Oh.
Have you ever written a song for someone?
For myself.
Why?
For someone? They didn't deserve it.
No,
No, I'm playing.
no, but for yourself, you wrote one for yourself. You said.
Yeah, I did.
What was it for a particular reason, or just like you sing songs to yourself? Sometimes?
I think I was like hanging out with a friend when I was really little, and I made a song. And along the way, sometimes I make songs for the animals in my life. I think that's
beautiful.
funny. Yeah, everyone deserves a little jig.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna mention Peyton Rowe right now. She sent me after my dear beloved Ari passed. She sent me like a little song that she made up that she sang to him, and I love it. It's just so it's the sweetest thing. It's like 20 seconds long, but it is like I cherish it. I love it so much. So thank you, Peyton.
Thank you, Peyton.
Have you ever lived in another country?
Yes.
Do you speak more than one language?
I do.
Do you know how to code?
No.
Do your parents ever embarrass you?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite dinosaur?
No.
Do you know why the sky is blue?
No idea.
Have you read any good books lately?
Yes.
Why and what?
Okay.
Because I'd love to discuss.
I'm saying this with my
reading
chest.
A fantastic book right
yes,
now.
I'll say this with my chest because sometimes I feel like you have to apologize. I'm an ACOTAR girl. I like a romantasy novel.
You're a what girl?
An ACOTAR.
What
A
is
Court
that?
of Thorn and Roses.
Oh, well, shout out to Elizabeth
Yes,
Evans.
Evans.
Elizabeth Evans. I'm so sorry, Elizabeth.
Everything you like to read, Lizzie
Has
narrates.
narrated it.
She's a huge deal. I love romantasy. I love the escapism of it all.
Yeah.
I love a will they, won't they, will they, won't they, they will.
I just auditioned for one yesterday.
Oh my god!
For an audiobook.
How did it go?
I think good. I mean, it's like you just send it in. Like
Oh my gosh.
it's sort of a numbers game after a certain
Truly.
point. But I did like the writing of it.
Nice.
I really did.
Nice.
Okay, so that was round 2.
Okay.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
Doing good? All right,
Yeah.
round 3 is like, these are some tough ones.
Okay,
They can be
okay.
kind of wild. We're not going to do all of them, but man,
Okay.
there are some good ones on here.
Let me buckle down.
Here we go. Would you betray a friend for $1 million?
Maybe.
Depends which friend.
Yeah. Depends on the circumstances.
Would you sacrifice a loved one to save a dozen strangers?
No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry.
Why?
I honestly think that these questions, they're never true because I think about
Yeah.
how I behaved during moments of high trauma.
Sure.
And they always shock me.
Yeah.
They truly
Yeah.
shock me. I'm like, I'm a different person. So when I think about hypothetical questions that are rooted in trauma, I'm always like, I can say this, but I know without a doubt that would not be
Yeah.
remotely what I think I would do.
Yeah.
So I say I would save my loved ones because the heart knows and understands, and then a stranger, it would just be enough separation for me to like look away.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, that would also be my answer.
Yeah, right?
Like, because it's also like, you don't know who those strangers are?
You don't.
Maybe they're awful people. You don't know.
But also, this is a dark thought. You don't know what relative is the one that's being sacrificed.
That's true. See, that's why I say have very few loved ones.
Yeah. Keep it nice and tight.
Keep it to like you and one other person.
And 3 dogs.
Yeah, and 3 dogs. Do you believe in an afterlife?
Yes.
If you could know what other people really thought of you, would you want to know?
No.
Why? I gotta ask now. Why?
I'm already neurotic. Can you imagine? I wouldn't be able to leave my home.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would be in one of those like hamster bubbles, noise cancellation. That's the only
Sure,
way I'd
sure.
leave my home.
That's so funny. Yeah, you know what? But everyone's talking about you. They're only saying nice things, Jen.
Are they, though?
They are. All of them.
I feel like you got
Everyone.
paid to say that, so I don't know.
I'm being sponsored by
Sponsored
all of
by my
Jen's
mother.
friends and her mom. Yeah. All right, let's jump down to another one. Would you want to be a millionaire if it meant you would never find true love?
No.
If you could have certain memories erased, would you do it?
No.
If a stranger offered to give your family $1 million, there's a lot of $1 million questions
And you can't
on
even
here.
do a lot with $1 million anymore. in all
I was gonna say, I was
honesty.
like, put it in savings or something. I don't know.
Savings.
I'm gonna skip that one. Would you accept your dream job if one of the conditions was not communicating with your family and friends for 1 year?
No.
Wow. Why?
No. I think immediately of my niece and my nephew, my Maya, my Anton.
Mm-hmm.
I have other nieces and nephews, but those were the first. So there's a mark in my heart for them. If I couldn't talk to them for a year, I think I'd lose a piece of myself.
Yeah.
So no.
Amazing. If you were to, what? If everything were to end tomorrow, would you be happy with how your life turned out?
Yeah.
Do you think you will have any regrets when you're 90?
God willing and the creek don't rise.
If you could gain magical powers but lose one of your 5 senses, would you do it?
No, this is nuanced.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Yeah. Because, like, you could cheat the system and be like, my magical power is like super sight. I lose my sight. And then you just have your sight again. Oh, that's a
good point.
I'm telling you, I am such a sneaky little kid.
But that is a really good way to play that question.
It's like when people are like, okay, Genie comes, Genie grants you 3 wishes. Well, my wish is going to be I want unlimited wishes.
But that's usually the caveat, isn't it? You know, with the...
Not in my fantasy.
This is my fantasy. And if you won the lottery, would you still continue working?
Yes.
Why?
Because purpose is life.
I love that answer. That's yes, no, and sometimes why, folks. That was really good, Jen.
Thanks.
I love that. Hey y'all, it's yet another ad, and this one is just a shameless plug, me saying that I'm an actor and an audiobook narrator and a voiceover artist. If you're interested in learning more about my work, you can go to my website at johnmataloni.com, or if you're an avid audiobook listener, you can go to Audible and just type in my name, John Mataloni, and you'll find all the stuff that I've narrated thus far. Hope to work with you.
I feel like the best auditions is when you clock into your I don't give a fuck mode.
Yeah.
And it's like it is the ultimate pursuit and really fleeting feeling of like going in and going like, this is my offer.
Yeah.
I believe in my offer. Do you believe in my offer? No? Then we part ways.
Sure.
Like those are the best auditions for me. Like I recently did Tony Stone, and I'm sometimes I'm a bit of a I hate everything until it shapes up to be better. Like sometimes with auditions and stuff, I'm like, I don't want to do the and then I do it and I'm like, oh, that was wonderful.
That was fun. That was actually me
so
with the commercial I had to do yesterday. I was like, I don't want to do this, and then I didn't. And I was like, that was fun,
right?
That was fun.
So I got the audition for this role, and I was very like, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, I got time.
Yeah.
Prep for it. And because I didn't have any like longing for the part when I stepped into the room, it felt very much like, hey, it's Thursday. This is my offering.
What's up? Yeah.
And it's one of the best rooms I've ever claimed.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tony Stone, where did you do that one?
At the Huntington Theater in Boston.
Was this the baseball one?
Yes.
Okay, yes. I heard it went very, very well.
Yes. I got to do it with the writer, Lydia Diamond.
Oh, amazing.
And Lydia, funny enough, Lydia's Sick Fly was the last play that I worked on at NYU. It really unraveled a lot of stuff for me. So being able to work on this show with her was kind of like
amazing.
The first time I got into rehearsal, I'm like, listen, lady, I've been reading your words for a while. I like you.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. But that audition process and the rehearsal process was some of the best, most owned creating that I've done in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it ever intimidate you when you're working with someone that you've like read for a long time and you're finally meeting them? Does that enter into your brain at all?
No, I never really truly I'm actually, contrary to how people perceive me, I'm very, very shy. But my shy isn't like
No, yeah.
My shy is kind of like reads a little colder, like a little like standoffish, but I'm just shy.
I feel like you and I are similar in that respect. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because you're an introvert, right?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. And because I think we have that similar thing of like when we're out and we're with people, we can be very, like bubbly like we are right now. But like once we're like, I need my energy space. I'm like,
I will
I'm done.
literally drop what I'm doing and be like, I'm leaving.
I'm gone.
I'm going home.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
is nothing here for me.
It's like that thing where, like, have you ever had friends who are like, yeah, let's go out and get drinks or like hang out, and it's like, yeah, when do we want to meet up? 10 p.m. I'm like, I'm in bed. I'm in bed.
Johnny, you didn't ask the first question.
What was the
that
first
situation.
question?
Who's gonna be there?
Yeah. Does that change?
That's a huge thing for me.
Wow.
And in
who's gonna be there?
Low key, I can do certain different people, but sometimes it's the alchemy of people together.
Yeah.
Like sometimes a
That's
person,
true.
I'd be like, I can deal with that person by themselves, but together, not on my watch, not on my free time.
It's also about where too. If
Yes!
someone's like, is like, we'll be in Jersey or whatever, it's like,
Or let's go clubbing. I'm like,
yeah.
not on my watch.
No, thank you. I've never been a clubber.
I don't like loud noises.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sensory sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're best friends now, Jen.
We are. We are.
We'll do one last segment. This was a segment that I did the end of season 1, all the episodes. It's called Deeper Questions.
Deeper questions.
Deeper Questions. You want to sing the theme?
La 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 la. Deeper questions.
Consummate professional.
I did my best.
You went right into that. It's so
Thanks.
funny. Sometimes I'll be like, sing the theme, and people are like, I don't know the theme. I'm like, I don't either. You got to make it up.
If you stay
and
ready,
you just
ain't
went
gotta
right for it.
get
That was Jim Calder right there at the ready.
Thanks, Jim.
Oh my God. Where did I put Deeper Questions? Okay, here's a couple of them. Okay, so Deeper Questions is these questions are a little deeper. They might be personal, professional, political. You never know.
Okay.
You are not obligated to answer any of these questions, but I'd love it
Great.
if you did. I'm going to ask you one. Pick a number 1 through 8.
6.
6. Well, this is kind of interesting. I always love this question. What are your thoughts on nepotism in the entertainment industry?
Ooh.
I feel like particularly now,
Yes.
this question is so intriguing.
Yes.
Because we're seeing it a lot more.
I just saw a video of someone asking Kate Hudson about nepotism.
Is she the daughter?
Yeah,
of someone?
her mother is Goldie Hawn, and her dad's also an actor too.
Yeah, it's isn't it Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Nepo, OG Nepo.
Wow.
It's I think it's unfair not to fully unpack it. Like oftentimes people want like a direct answer about it, like you hate them or you love them, but I think it reminds me a lot of the conversation about privilege. There's different ranges of privilege. Like my parents being able to send me to college puts me in a place of privilege.
Yeah.
Me being able to sit outside for over an hour and talk to you about art is a place of privilege.
Yeah.
So I think when I think about nepotism, I think of every parent wants to give their kid a leg up in whatever they do. It just happens to be that the leg up is aligned with their industry.
Yeah.
But when you do not acknowledge your privilege is when the problem starts.
Yes. Yes.
You stayed in the room, but acknowledge how you got in the room.
Yeah.
Like, kudos, you're working hard, you're in the room. That's great. That's fantastic.
Sure.
And who doesn't? I don't know you. I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
But if you entered the room 5 steps earlier than people that have been waiting in the line, you have to acknowledge you got in the room 5 steps earlier than people that were waiting in the line. I think sometimes people just want you to acknowledge. There's people that want more than acknowledgement, but the start, in my opinion, is to acknowledge it. Be honest about it.
Yeah.
What we do with it next is not, I don't have any power over that.
Yeah.
And I do not lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I vent a lot over it. I
Me
won't
too.
lie. But it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
If my parents had the access, I'm sure that they would do what they can to help me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated.
No, it's a totally, and that's why I think it's such a good question to keep coming back to, because in the first season, Andy gave, I thought, a really great answer about it too. But one of the things that I always forget about nepotism too is like, yes, they're getting a leg up, but it's like now that nepotism is so like such a thing, like they have to show up. You know, like I feel like there's a harsher criticism on people who have nepotism. So it's like, if you're gonna be the benefactor of that or the beneficiary of that, you gotta build your craft.
Yeah.
And I feel like not a lot of people do that.
I feel like the conversation
Always,
a lot of my friends are having are more about our industry's relationship to the amount of people that are established.
Yes.
I think about the theater world right now, and even film and TV, about if you have X amount of people that need to fill out a cast, what percentage are people that are established versus what percentage are opportunities for people to become established.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the qualms that people have right now is that, like, there's 5 roles and producers want to fill all 5 with people that are already established. It doesn't give people the opportunity to develop.
Yeah.
But I low-key think that the conversation of development is getting further and further and further away from us. Like,
yeah.
It's scary.
It is scary, and it can be so upsetting too, because it's like on the one hand, it's like, I get it. It's very hard to make theater, particularly in theater. I think this has been the bigger issue in my opinion. Like, you have the issue of, like, it's very expensive to make theater now. It's very expensive to do anything in this country or across the world now. But theater in particular is very expensive. So there is this need to, like, figure out how you're going to recoup your losses.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, celebrity can sort of guarantee to a certain degree a level of audience engagement and coming to see the shows. But then it's like, well, you have these celebrities in it. They're not going to want to be a part of it unless they're getting a very good paycheck. So that's already hiking up the price of the ticket there as well. And then it's like, okay, well, then it's like this place that was supposed to be this, like, world in which developing actors could build their career is now going to individuals who already have careers. Any money that is there is, like, it's all going to these certain people. And then it's like, okay, well, now we're having this issue of, like, the economics of it all now.
Yeah, that's a big question.
Where it's like, we are really only providing work for wealthier individuals now, because they're only going to accept the job if they're getting paid a lot for it. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to bring it down.
No, not at all. I mean, we are living in this very day. There are theater tickets that are $900. You know what I mean?
Insane.
It's wild.
I can't leave us on this note.
No,
I can't. What is one thing that you are looking forward to this week? Or this month? What are you looking forward to? You seeing family? You seeing a show? You seeing? You got a new dog.
I do. I'm looking forward to figuring out what we're gonna name her.
Yeah, I love this.
We're in the middle of trying to figure that out, and I'm in this new place of. As I told you before, I'm shadowing at NYU, so I'm in the middle of watching people be in the conservatory theater training land.
Yeah.
And it's making me appreciate domesticity more. Like, it's making
Say that again?
me... It's...
domesticity,
yeah,
yes.
it's making me appreciate, like... grocery shopping is kind of cool. Like...
Yes.
Having clean...
Absolutely.
Oh, like I just bought sheets? Let's bust those babies out.
Oh my God! I got a new comforter like mid last year, and I was like, "This is the best purchase I think I've ever made." And
I think it's coming from a deep place of, like, so much of my life has been about, like, I'm a workaholic, textbook workaholic. I'm a textbook busybody. Like, if I'm not doing something, So really, really embracing this month of finding moments where I enjoy stillness.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like it that much, and figuring out how to like it. So that's my MO.
I love that.
Yeah, with my doggos and my hub-hubs and stillness.
I love it, Jen.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks
It's
for
been so
having
nice
me.
to see you. I can't even remember the last time I saw you. It's been a couple of years. It must have been
years. Isn't it crazy we live in New York and yet this happens?
It's so wild.
Yeah.
Anything you want to promote? I mean, I know you got a show.
Yes, show. I have something else that's coming out, but I just found out I'm not allowed to talk about it
yet.
No. So I'm not going to say it, but I'm really excited about it. I am on the Instagrams,
Yeah.
but like not on the Instagrams. Like, don't come for me because I will not be there. My websites, I try my best to keep it as current as possible.
Nice.
Just like,
what is it? Is it Jen Mogbock or
Jennifer
Jennifer?
Mogbock.
Jennifer Mogbock.
All things Jennifer
.com.
Mogbock. And yeah, call me if you have my number, and if you don't, well, sorry.
Then you
no,
can't.
sorry.
Then you
Sorry.
can't. Then you're not Jen's friend.
No, I'm playing. I'm here. I'm around. I'm present. I'm a Google and a little chit chat. Send me a message away.
Love it.
So.
Thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
the show,
for
Jen.
having me.
It was so nice to see you again.
Same.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I really, really appreciate it. And hey, since you're still here, why not take a few seconds to just hit that follow button and give me 5 stars if you're on Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you're listening to this podcast. And if you're on YouTube watching on my channel, at Working Class Acts, if you could hit subscribe and then give me a thumbs up on all my videos, that would be amazing. And if you're interested in learning more about me as an actor and a voiceover artist, you can always go to my website at www.johnmataloni.com. Thanks again. Till next time.